The Congregations for Children is an initiative of the North Carolina United Methodist Church to address poverty by teaming churches up with local schools which have large numbers of poor students to try to improve the students' educational standing and further on in life having them be able to pursue a worthwhile job and function properly in society. I believe firmly in making your community a better place to live. One of the schools that was involved in the program was the Lincoln Heights School, which is right here in our town. Lincoln Heights is in a high poverty area. 75% of the students are on free and reduced lunches, and I understand that as many as 10% of them can be classified as homeless. Not that they don't have a home as such, but they're living a transient life with relatives, some of them sleeping in cars, and that type of situation. Now again, given the fact that we do have that high poverty school in our area, and the fact that I like to improve our area, it was almost a no-brainer to want to help the school in some way. God sort of channeled my anger in a positive manner. I was angry that the children, in my opinion, weren't getting the resources that should be available to them. And rather than stay angry, I feel He directed me to do something with my life toward helping these children. And He said, yes, you will go to this school and you will do what you can to help the children. I'm not a trained educator. Even though I like working with children, education is extremely important. And I was a little reluctant because I didn't want to go into a situation not knowing what I was supposed to be doing, how I was supposed to be doing it, and not worrying about whether or not my presence in a classroom would be accepted by the teachers or looked at as an hindrance in their ability to do the teaching. I was very nervous. As a matter of fact, I told a number of people that, well, I'd like to try it because I would like to help, but I don't know how long I'd stay in a program depending on what happened once I walked into the classroom. I was a little reluctant at first, but then I walked into the school, just walking into the school, and the staff members were falling over themselves, welcoming me into the school, thanking me just for showing up. And I walked into the classroom. Things were a little tentative at first, but then after a while, everybody got to know Mr. Steve. And as I started working with the children, they looked forward to my coming to be with them, and they started asking to be allowed to go with Mr. Steve to do their reading assignments or their writing assignments. And it's gotten to the point now where last week I walked into one of the classrooms and I think 5 to 7 children hit me all at once to hug me and knock me out through the door just about. I'm enjoying watching the progress the children are making. It's fun to see them learning more and more words, being able to read where they weren't even recognizing the words earlier. I have one student who has a lot of trouble reading. And this particular student started reading a book called Who's a Pest? And the book was written to be humorous in a confusing way. And at some point as he was reading, he said, wait, what's going on? This is confusing. And he realized it was supposed to be confusing, and he started laughing hysterically. This from a boy who didn't even recognize the words at the beginning of the year. So I was so proud, and it's just listening to them laughing, smiling, enjoying what they're doing, and I feel great. As I said, walking into the classroom and students all jump up at their teachers. Can I go with Mr. Steve to read? Please, can I do this with Mr. Steve? I mean, you can't begin to understand how good that feels. I would say to anyone who is possibly thinking of maybe serving in this capacity, that is working with the children in a school, don't be afraid to volunteer and come to the school. The teachers love it when you're there. The teachers will encourage you. They will plan what you have to do. They will tell the children that they're supposed to be working with you and to be on their best behavior. And basically, you just go to serve as God would have us serve people. do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I would like people to help me if I needed help, and I'm sure that these children really appreciate the fact that you would be there wanting to help them. And it's a beautiful sight to see. As I see, you feel good about yourself because you know you are helping other people, and they manifest their appreciation for wanting to be with you and hugging you. And just by being a presence, an adult presence, knowing that someone is paying attention to them. The opportunity is there. Take the opportunity. It doesn't take anything except a little bit of time, and you get an awful lot of love in return.